refused to listen to us in any way. They completely ignored us. And I was pissed, and I'm still kind of mad. We each need to focus now, though. We have to kind of get over the mad. We have to look at what's going on now and where we stand. And we have to plan for 2017. And we can start planning now by doing simple little things like our homework. You've heard from several of us. Let me flip the page. You've heard from several of us over and over and over again. Who represents me? Do you all know who represents you now? So you've got a name, and you know whether they're a Democrat or a Republican or an independent, and you know what district you represent, that you live in, and who represents you, but do you know these people? I mean, you know a name, that's nice. But I went out, and you can go out and look up on Google, on Wikipedia, just Google the name of your representative, and you will find bios, and you will find articles, and you will find a little bit more about who these people are. And my representative, I'm over in Garland, Saxe, Rowlett area, over there in northeast Garland, about as far north as you can go without, heading to Greenville. But you need to know who these people are. You need to know, like my representative, I looked her up, and she's kind of a soccer mom. And people, I was a soccer mom at one point. Well, she's raised 3 kids. She has 3 grandkids. Her husband is a veteran, and she lives in one of these little podunk towns over there that if I said the name, y'all probably wouldn't even recognize it. It's Sunnyvale. How many of you know where that is? All right, it's more of you than I think. But knowing these little facts about them, where these people live, where their kids have gone or are going to school, where their grandkids are going to go to school, and the issues that are going to affect these people the same way that they affect us. Like when several years ago, back in 2011, I never imagined that I would be standing on a stage talking to people about the legalization of marijuana. And there are a lot of people like me out there who just need to find their voice, who need to stand up and say, you know what? Call your representative's office and don't say, well, I want you to support this. I mean, we've told them that and they didn't listen. So what we want to know now is, how do you feel about this? Where do you stand on this issue? Because guess what? There are elections coming up and you are replaceable. This legislative session was a little bit frustrating too, because you go up there and you're like, you give them the evidence, you give them the science, you give them the witnesses, you introduce them to the patients, and they're still not listening. What do they want? A note from our parents? Maybe that's what it's going to take. Guess who votes the most in this country, in this state? Our parents. Hopefully you. But my mother requests a mail-in ballot every year just so that she can research it and fill it out and send it in on time so that her vote counts. And there are tons of others out there like that. We're talking 8 to 10% voter turnout. So yes, we do need to talk to our mothers and our fathers and our grandmothers and our grandfathers and tell them how important this is, that this will not wait, and that they need to make a phone call or write a letter or send an email if they know how. Help them sit down and write a letter. Tell them who to write it to. Help them understand the reasons that this is important for all of us, for our veterans with PTSD, for our seniors with Alzheimer's, with arthritis, with a plethora of conditions that this drug can help us with. Let's do what we can to make our legislators aware of where we stand and that we're not going to sit down and take this anymore. All right, now our next speaker, she started out just volunteering. She showed up everywhere and just, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? Oh, we need to organize volunteers. I can do that. I want to introduce to you all one of the best volunteer coordinators we've ever had, Megan Sugar.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. I'm Megan, and y'all know I'm the volunteer coordinator. I wanted to talk to y'all
mainly about volunteer recruitment. But then I messaged Sean and said, okay, is there anything in particular you want me to address today when I'm talking? And he said, tell your story, kind of talk about what normal means to you. And normal means a lot to me. It's even hard for me to get up here and talk about it because, well, you see, I get weepy eyed. I love you guys. Woo!
I love you too.
But what it means to me is cannabis is something that has really, in a lot of ways, saved my life, not physically, but the quality of my life. I got social anxiety. I'm really actually very shy, believe it or not. And I've got depression and a lot of things. Yes, actually I am. But because the cannabis, it allows me to get rid of some of that and have the courage to come out and get to know people and really realize how awesome the community is, particularly the cannabis community. We're an awesome group of people. But, you know, when I got involved with the community, I got involved with the community because of the cause. And then as I began to volunteer more and more, I got to know the people. I've fallen in love with Tracy and Tom. You know, all of these guys, Sean and Adam and Loretta has been a lifeline to me since I've become volunteer coordinator. She's just amazing. And these are people that not only are my leaders that are teaching me how to do what I'm doing, but they're my friends and they're people that make me want to get up and do more things than what I would traditionally do. I'm an introvert. I want to be left alone. I picked a job where I only have to deal with one person at a time on a daily basis, and I like it that way. But I was thinking last month about, okay, over the past 30 days, the things that I've done that have brought me the most joy, the things that bring a smile to my face, is doing normal activities, being with my normal family. And so that's what volunteering has brought to me. It's given me a family. And until you get in there and you volunteer and you get to know these people and you work with these people and you fight with these people, you don't know what kind of family you can be with them. It's truly through volunteering that you become this bonded family. That, yeah, there's some days where
We are family.
we are. But she let me ask you and y'all and Desiree and all y'all over there, how did y'all get the closest with the group? Was it through volunteering?
Volunteering.
So any of y'all that really want to get closer with the group and not only benefit the cause, but really feel like you're truly a part of the family, go up to one of these points. There's one right there, one right there, one at the entrance, and one over here by the volunteer table. There's a code where you can scan in and sign up for a program called Give Pulse. What Give Pulse does is I get on there when they give me the events, and I can register on there, okay, I need 36 people for the Lakin Bank. And so that's your opportunity to get up there and sign right away to say, hey, I want to help out. I want to make this event happen because these events, none of these events happen without volunteers. It's paid for our work we do here. Every one of these guys that are sitting at the table trying to just see the meeting because they're running the table are all here to volunteer. And we need more of you guys. We need this family to grow on a daily basis. So I want to see every one of you that has not done it yet before the end of the meeting, just scan that code. Take 30 seconds to register your profile and then volunteer for one thing. If you volunteer for one thing, even every 2 months, if all you guys in here would do this, I'd have more volunteers than I would ever need. So let's make this happen. It's not even easy stuff that you don't have to sign up for to do. You just, okay, I'm bored, this is going on today. We've got a bridge brigade. That is the most simple way to let out your aggression from your stupid boss, from your wife that's irritating you or whatever. You go out there, we take a 30-foot banner, we drop it over a bridge at rush hour traffic when they're sitting there bored out of their minds anyway, just want to get home, and the banner says honk for medical marijuana. How basic can you get? But you have people that are out there, you've got 50 cars lined up and 2 are honking. You don't think that's a realization for those 2 people? Like, what the hell am I doing different than everybody else around here? Why am I so uptight? And all these people are, yeah, doing this. It creates awareness on a very basic level. And we have those, we're going to start having them more. We've had a lot of events going on, and so we've come up with them. But we are going to have our next one is the 6th. This coming Friday, this next Friday, at the Davis Street Bridge in Arlington, from 4 to 6. All you're going to do is show up. You got signs, dress colorfully or whatever, but get ready to yell and scream and have some fun for a couple of hours while creating awareness. How hard is that?
And we got signs.
Yes, this is a sign. queen. And speaking of which, one more thing, and then I'll pass the mic on. This one young lady that we've heard making noise throughout the day, she has been a rock star of a volunteer. She gets out and she passes flyers out. She recruits, we're not asking people to recruit. She does provide all the time. Not because we ask her to, but because she believes in the cause. If I could have 10 of her, I'd be sad. My job would be so easy to volunteer for. I would like to recognize Sheena as a volunteer at the mom. Thank you for all the work. Tell me how important volunteering is and what it means to you.
You know what? It's everything. If we do not stand up, then we don't have a voice. My mom always told me closed mouths don't get fed. If we don't tell them, they don't know. And we got to stand out there and do it. Because if nature is illegal, then freedom does not exist. Woo!
Thank you, Sheena. Let's make one more round of applause for my favorite volunteers of the time. And I'll pass the mic back to Sean. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Megan. I cannot tell you how much easier all of our jobs are because Megan is awesome at doing hers. Unreal. Up next, I'd like to talk real briefly about an exciting new event that, it was kind of a pipe dream, so to speak, recently. And it's just something that my friend has talked to me about repeatedly, and we're finally doing it. How many of you have heard of Cosmos and Cannabis? If you have not, it is our very first stargazing party. And the idea came from my friend Joshua Sherman over here behind me, who is a long-term DFW NORML and volunteer. Please give it up for the creator of Cosmos and Cannabis.
We are Star Stuff. I had to open up with that because Neil deGrasse Tyson said, and so did Carl Sagan, they're both heroes of mine. So, we have this group now, Cosmos and Cannabis. It is a event that I wanted to put together because I really want to cause a fusion between specifically us cannabis enthusiasts and those who aren't so much just yet. I want to cause this fusion because that's also a great way to cause political change. When you have a whole culture of people that say, we need to get this legalized. I want to use this as a fusion, and our first event, our debut event, is this June 20th. And I would like to cordially invite all of you out. Please, bring your telescopes, because to me, it's the coolest effect in the world to put a telescope to your eye and look up. Looking at stars, other planets, you name it. All that stuff out there, it's humbling. It's the greatest feeling I know. Along with getting high. Just remember that. Let's be honest. I can't tell you how much empowerment between Sean, Loretta, Elizabeth. If I don't get your name in here, I'm sorry. I haven't had much to eat today. They're all so empowering. They're the ones that are helping me get up here and talk in front of y'all because I don't do this a lot. Please, June 20th. It's going to be at Rick Donaldson's place. Roy City. Thank you.
How about me?
Yeah,
Thank you, Ms. Loretta.
that'll be like 10 minutes.
So, to kind of give you a rundown of the group, I've explained it being a fusion. Well, we needed a little bit of iconography, if you will. Who doesn't love imagery? I consulted with the best graphics designer I know, who incidentally is also Mr. Sean McAllister. That's right, IamSean.com, that's right. I want to call him out and say thank you so much for a beautiful design. I also want to call out another close friend of mine, Mr. Eric Espinoza, who make these shirts possible. I'm very indebted to both men, they're both my best friends.
I love you.
I love you too. I love everybody in NORML though, that's like they were saying earlier. We are legitimately family. Friends are the family you choose for yourself.
Yeah.
And I want all of you coming out, sharing something that I love, because again, I can't say it enough, astronomy is just the coolest thing out there. I'm glad you agree. And back up to the front, Mr. Sean McAllister.
So, you can talk if you want. I'm just trying to save time. So, what my friend who did pretty good for public speaking, right? Yeah, right? He does not do that very much. How many people that terrifies the shit out of you to think about that? Like it's the kind of thing that you would wake up in the middle of the night having a cold sweat about. Yeah. So my friend here was able to just do that, and I'm very impressed. But he forgot a couple of, I think, the key points for this. Number one, it's free to attend, right? That matters, right? Free to attend. Number two, it's on private land, on land owned by a long-term DFW NORML member. Number three, that is land we have previously been on and successfully camped on and had an event at, and it was fine. It was fine, though I did get hit with a firework in my boot. I don't expect that will happen again. But be on your best behavior, just in case. But the fourth thing is, if you're into astronomy, if you've got a telescope, if you're into all this type of stuff, I'd like you to come out and help educate some of the people who are new to it. You know, even if you think that you only have a baseline knowledge of this, I promise you know more than the average stoner on this type of topic. And if you're interested, I'd like you to come out and use this as a volunteer opportunity for you to come and talk about something you're knowledgeable about to people who are interested and care and who are going to be camping out all night, and so you might as well, right? Yeah. And so finally, the reason we chose this location, besides it being private land, all these things, Royce City is outside of the major metroplex, and so the light pollution should be significantly lower. So it should actually be, if it does not monsoon on us, it should be a beautiful place to watch the stars, actually. So a free camp out overnight, kind of some team building. Your kids are welcome, family friendly, yada, yada, yada. But it's just an opportunity to come out and spend a night with people who are interested in what you're interested in. Get to know each other, you know, communal meals, and just have fun and kind of get together and hang out, kick back and talk about what we're going to do as a group or maybe as individuals or, you know, whatever. So how many people are interested in a camp out, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, so up next, I would like to introduce one of my absolute favorite speakers here at DFW NORML. Somebody that I've seen go from being out there where you are to being up here where I am very quickly. Please give it up for our very brave patient outreach coordinator, my friend, Barbara Humphreys.
Your favorite?
One up.
Well, it's an honor. Thank you very much. My name is Barbara Humphreys, and I'm the patient outreach coordinator at DFW NORML. I started off lobbying while I was undergoing chemotherapy treatments for breast cancer. I went to the Capitol on 7 different occasions, and I testified during the medical hearing for HB 3785, where I cried my eyes out to Myra Crownover. And she just looked at me like the biggest piece of shit on the planet.
Fuck Myra.
One little thing I found out about her is that her husband actually passed away from cancer. And I thought, you know, wow, you know, she might actually listen to me. But her response was, even though she knew that it was something that could possibly help people with cancer and maybe even could have helped her husband, she just doesn't feel like it's something she's willing to do at the moment. I think that is absolutely disgraceful. So what I'm doing in the meantime in the next 2 years is I'm going to meet with as many people in the political field as I can. And this upcoming Thursday of next week, I have a meeting with the Lake Dallas Mayor, Tony Marino, where we're going to be having dinner. It's going to be a really personal conversation. And what I am asking is that anyone who has a story that they would like to relay, to please send it over to me at patientoutreach@dfwnormal.org. And I would love to take them with me on all these appointments that I'm going to be having. I think the more we have, the better. They need to hear from everyone. And I plan on making as many appointments as I can in the next 2 years. And then at the end, I would like to take them all in a huge stack, like I said at the march, and slam it on their desks. I don't think they'll be able to ignore it. I mean, we'll be more ready than ever before. And if you can't remember the email, you can get in touch with me on Facebook. My name, again, is Barbara Humphreys. You can look me up. I'm all over the DFW NORML website also, so I shouldn't be hard to find.
All over those shared news articles.
Yeah, so if all of you can help me do that, the biggest impact we can. And I'm willing to do whatever I can. I'll go up there personally, take it to the Capitol myself. I would love for anyone to come with me also, but for those who can't, I'll definitely do what I can to help all of you. So,
Thank you!
thank you. And another thing I've been doing is talking to my medical professionals a lot, talking to as many as I can. I have a lot of appointments because I'm going through radiation right now, and I have to go every single day. And every day I go in there in my normal shirt, and every day I talk to them about the benefits of marijuana, and all of them are totally supportive. They love it. I've gotten notes from my doctor, several of them, oncology professionals, my regular doctor, my oncologist, and I'm also collecting letters from anyone else who can find it in your heart to just open up and have a discussion with your doctor. I'm not saying that they need to come out and say, you know, I think you should smoke weed right now, but when you bring up the topic, they may say something like, I really feel like, you know, marijuana could help people, and this is my opinion, and then sign their name, and it is totally legitimate and more powerful than anything that any of us could say. And I would love to take those as well to the Capitol, and I think that would be a really important step to make because, believe it or not, a lot of people who are in that profession already know the benefits. They've known for a long time. Back in the 60s, my grandma Barbara, she passed away from cancer. And she was given weed by her doctor then. So they're not stupid, they know. So I'm just asking that each and every one of you just please have a conversation. Don't be afraid, because the least they can do is say, you know, no. And honestly, I haven't found one that's done that so far, so.
Yeah.
And one last thing that I would like to do, and it's totally off topic, but today is my friend Jeff's birthday. So I want everyone in here to please help me sing happy birthday to him. He wasn't expecting this at all, but all of us, can we please sing happy birthday to Jeff? All right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeff. Happy birthday to you. And on that note, I'm going to give this to Jeff, and he has a few things to say also. Thank you for listening. I know it's been a long night. I appreciate it. Hit me up.
Hey everybody. All right. Hey everybody. How are you today? Well, I'm having a good birthday already today, guys. But I'm definitely looking forward to the next 2 years, gearing up for the next legislative session, because we definitely got to do something next time. Please, if you guys know anyone that would run against Myra Crown over out in please voluntarily have them call me. We'll get them on the ballot. We'll talk them into it. She knows somebody. Yeah, but thank you guys for the great birthday wishes. I really appreciate everything. And Herb's the word, everyone.
Jeff's another awesome volunteer. I love him. So on the nature of events, we were talking a little bit about the Dallas mayor. There's been some, I guess you could say, commotion, shit talking, people just generally complaining that there's not enough Dallas action, which I hear that, and that's fair. And so we, as an organization, we're really trying to have more Dallas events. And so if you maybe know of a place in Dallas we could potentially throw an event, let somebody know. Because, yeah, like my friend Austin Poff right here, actually. Because we're trying to have a more balanced approach this year. I live in Arlington on the border of Fort Worth. So guess what city I claim? Fort Worth.
Monkey time.
So guess where most of our events are just naturally?
Monkey time.
Woo! But that said, we are Dallas, Fort Worth normal.
I'll drive.
And I'll go to Dallas. If somebody's willing to help me throw an event in Dallas. Is anybody willing to help me throw an event in Dallas? Make some noise. Are any of you willing to help us throw an event in Dallas? Because if so, you should contact us. But one of the ideas that has been floated my way recently for an event is to do a kind of rally, but a little different than what we've done before in the past. So typically whenever we do a rally, it involves a march of some kind, where we march from one place to another, occupy that space, make a lot of noise, then march back. Well, when you do that, you have to get all these like permits that are just really expensive, and you just have to deal with a lot of bureaucracy from the local government, which doesn't get in any damn hurry, let me tell you. And so we have been talking about doing this rally that is less of a festival style event in the past, like we had in the past, and more of a civil disobedience event. Hey, there's that word again. And specifically, we're talking about doing a rally in Dallas. Anybody in Dallas happy now? We're talking about an event in Dallas? Let me be more specific, not just a rally. We're talking about a civil disobedience rally in Dallas. A smokeout. Let me be even more specific than that. We're talking about a civil disobedience event in Dallas with smoking, and it's for patients. You've never heard that one before, have you? It's civil rights. Civil rights, and it kind of is in a lot of ways. But when you throw that out there, a lot of people roll their eyes at that, and we're going to change that mindset. But I would like us to throw an event that was inspired by many of the patients that are involved in this organization. People who are just brave and willing to come out and be brave and inspire others to do so. And so in the very coming weeks, you're going to hear of an announcement where there is a Dallas smokeout scheduled, and it is going to be for patients. It is going to be representing cancer patients and epilepsy patients and Crohn's patients and anybody who suffers from something that marijuana can help. We're going to be out there smoking publicly for them and encouraging them to come out and do the same thing, because guess what's not going to happen? Well, cops will show up, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We'll hire, of course.
They're gonna go.
And in fact, we're going to talk a little bit about a time when the cops showed up recently that is particularly funny, let me tell you. But the cops are going to show up, and guess what they're going to do? No, they're going to do their job, which is to keep us safe. Because there's a lot of us in the streets. Man. But they're not going to arrest us, I don't believe. And I also don't believe they're going to arrest us if we're out there with a whole bunch of patients. I don't think that any police department wants that kind of PR, that kind of negative publicity, because it's already, hard enough. Being a cop, I would think, for the most part, a lot of people probably stop being as friendly with you when they find out that you're a cop now. Oh, shoot. I don't want to let them know anything. But it's unfortunate because these police officers, I don't believe, for the most part, buy into a lot of this bullshit. I think that they are smart enough to know that, well, the last time I had to fight a stoner was never. The last time I had to fight a drunk person was, well, what time is it? Yeah. And so these cops, they're not stupid. Some of these young cops who are all, they think they're super cop, right? They want to fight crime, the low-hanging fruit of crime of marijuana smokers. They're the minority, I believe. And so we're going to have a civil disobedience event that puts that theory to the test, that I don't believe that our law enforcement believes that they can arrest their way out of this problem, and we're going to show it publicly. We're going to have a public civil disobedience event in Dallas, and I would like all of you to come and break the law with me. Yeah! You heard me say that before. But and I cringe at the thought of saying something like that, my friends, because like I've been saying, I've been trying to play nice all this time. Like, no. But you know what? We're through playing nice.
kid gloves are off.
The kid gloves are off, and now we're gonna play this thing the right way. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Good. So Dallas events, more of those are coming. If you have venue ideas, that would be great for you to let me know. The next event, it's particularly exciting for me, is tomorrow. How many people know what's going on tomorrow?
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Buds and Brunch in Arlington. It is the beginning of a new DFW NORML speaker series where we will bring in well-known activists, advocates, people you've probably seen on TV talking about pot. And we're going to bring them for a private, intimate, DFW NORML only engagement. Tomorrow at the House Bar and Grill in Arlington, where we have our Wednesday night meetups, we will have our first ever Buds and Brunch starting at noon. We will be featuring Charlo, Fuck It, I Quit Green, the Alaskan reporter who quit on live television with that phrase to go and be a marijuana activist, thus damning herself from ever being on live TV again as an anchor probably, but bringing a ton of controversy and conversation about marijuana along the way. And so this is somebody who personally I find very inspiring because what balls, right, to do that? Like just massive balls to do that. And also, did you know that she actually graduated from UTA? Yeah, that's pretty neat. So we're having a Buds and Brunch where she's going to come and give a talk, and you're going to get a chance to meet her and take a picture with her and just like hang out with this person who I think is really cool. Probably is in person is really cool. At least on the internet seems cool. You know, that's always kind of weird. You know, when you're meeting somebody for the first time. But from television interviews and stuff, this person seems like somebody that I think could inspire more Texans, especially people of color, to come out and get involved with this group. Because right now we're predominantly white, which is just unfortunate because it's not predominantly white people getting busted for this. And so my goal, my hope, is that by showing some different faces and showing some different perspectives than what we're used to hearing, that we're going to encourage more people who don't come to NORML events to come out and give us a chance. Because maybe they just want to meet a controversial figure, or maybe they're actually interested in marijuana policy, and this is going to be the beginning of that journey for them, coming out to an event that isn't like a smoking event, even though it's got that clever name, Buds and Brunch. That's neat, right? You like that? That's funny. How many people have ever been to the House Bar? Every Wednesday in Arlington, we have an event at this place called the House Bar. Is it the House Sports Bar and Grill? The House Sports Bar and Grill. And every Wednesday we have an event there it's like a happy hour, basically, where there's no official business. None of this. Absolutely none of this.
So you can still buy memberships.
You can buy memberships. There's volunteers and merchandise table, but it's a hangout. And we've been at this place for over a year now, doing these Wednesday night hangouts. And so they're opening up especially for us tomorrow morning to do a brunch for us, to do this event, because they love our group so much, even though what we're doing is illegal. Isn't that weird?
And really against what they sell. They sell alcohol.
It's normal.
It's totally normal. They love our group. When we sprang this on them, they were like, yes, can we do it next week too? You know, the owner, they love it. They love the idea. And so I hope that if you are willing to come out, please do. If you're not able to, invite somebody who might be able to. It's $20 to come in. That includes your brunch. That also includes a mimosa. And if you want, you can get your picture taken with Charlotte Green. You know, there's not a maybe about it. You come, and if you come and pay to get in or volunteer and get in free, that ain't so bad, right? Then you definitely can come and meet Charlotte Green and get a photo with her. That's cool, right? There's no maybe. I promise you. If you come, you'll meet her. How's that sound? Cool. So that's the beginning of what I believe is going to be an awesome new series of events for us, where hopefully every month we'll be able to have somebody who I consider to be like a national known name that we can bring into our events to talk. So it gives us a little bit different perspective, somebody new to talk about and to feature, instead of it just being the Sean and Barbara and Loretta and Elizabeth show like it is every single month. Because honestly, this is preaching to the choir. Most of you are not hearing anything for the first time here this evening. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Right. But it's empowering to get together and be public and loud and proud about this, right?
Yeah.
Good. So on that note, let's talk about one other event which is a personal favorite, Lakin Bank. This is our third year in a row hosting a lake event. Year 1, 2013, Lake Grapevine. That was pretty cool. They locked us in the park. The police did at night, which was weird. I wonder is Will Jenkins still here? Oh, from Will? No, okay. So they locked us in the park after our event was over, and there was like, I don't know, 24 cars that were waiting to get out. And the police, I don't know what if they did it on purpose or just didn't know we were there or what, but it was really bizarre how they just kind of locked us in, and we had to sit and wait to be let out of the park. After the park, that was weird. 2014, we moved from Lake Grapevine to Joe Pool Lake, Grand Prairie. And we go from 400 people to 800 people show up. Whoa, that's a big difference. Our event doubled in size in 1 year. And this is the type of event I'm telling you where people bring their kids out. They bring their grandmothers out. They bring their people out that don't usually come to normal events. Because guess what? It's open, I mean, it's free, open to the public. Like this is what the culture should and would be doing if marijuana was legal already. Would you agree? Yeah. And so what we're doing by having events like this is normalizing the behavior. We're making the people that are going to be at the lake know how many people support marijuana law reform that day. The wardens, the police officers are going to know and see that all day. 800 people, maybe 1,000 people are going to show up, and all day we're going to be at the lake for marijuana. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that 1,500 people? That'd be great. Isn't that exciting to you? Because as recently as just a couple of years ago, the biggest events were like 100 or 200 people. And they were in Austin. They weren't here. Now we're throwing the biggest events in Texas, here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And I want to continue that. So how many people here are excited about Lakin Bank? How many people are going to talk to their friends about Lakin Bank? How many people are going to make damn sure somebody they know at least attends? Okay, all right, then. I would like to introduce really quick Adam Hess, our Director of Operations here. Adam has been the one kind of putting in a lot of the legwork for making, most of our events happen, but specifically Lakin Bank. He's been to so many lakes, so many pavilions, and so many parks, trying to find a place where we could have this. And I'm going to let him explain how we managed to check almost every lake in the Metroplex and end back up at Joe Pool Lake. Adam Hess, if you please. Give him a hand. Come on, what's up?
Howdy. My name is Adam Hess. I'm the Director of Operations, like Sean said. I went to probably, so many different lake spots or pavilions on the lake, trying to find us the perfect spot to host our event. I thought I had found one, paid the deposit, actually paid for the whole thing. And they called us the next day and it's like, whoa, I didn't know you were having that many people. We can't do that here. So I went back on the search again, went to another spot that was almost a mile hike down to the lake. And this spot, I mean, it was rocky, muddy hills, twists and turns. I called Sean out of breath just in case I got lost. They could go off the last GPS signal and try to find me. I was that far out. Finally, I was told about I remember Lloyd Park, which we were at last year, and I had called them, and they were like, "Yeah, sure. What day?" And told them, what we were looking at, and they gave us a list of days, and within or later that day, we had our spot booked, and we're ready for July 12th for the Lakin Bank. Now, Lakin Bank is something, it's an event that's really kind of special to me. Our first one in Grapevine 3 years ago was my first time speaking. And I literally chased Sean down all over the property out there, begging him to talk. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But I, introduced myself to everybody, and I suggest everybody take that opportunity to tell everybody, why you're here. What inspires you to be a cannabis activist or marijuana activist? I lost my brother when I was 13 to suicide. It really affected me. It tore my life apart. But because of marijuana, and only because of marijuana, I'm here today to say, why can't we have that? We need it here. But so this year is the 3-year anniversary of my first time speaking. And, I want everybody out there, everybody that's here today, I want to see y'all out there, and I want y'all to tell 10, 20 of your friends that they need to be out there too. And I want this to be the biggest, most successful event DFW or Texas even has ever seen in their life. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
July 12th. July 12th. July 12th. There's a lot of events coming up, so I sometimes get the dates mixed up. All right, well, we're reaching the end of my agenda here. There's one thing that I was really hoping our attorney David Sloan was going to be here to talk to you guys about, but I'm going to have to do. Is that okay? Cool. So how many people came to 420?
Yeah!
So if you don't know, we had a 420 event at Jay Gilligan's in Arlington. And I mean that when I say we had a 420 event at Jay Gilligan's in Arlington. We had a lot of people there. I don't even know, like 500, 600 people? I don't even know. And that place in the parking lot was smogged out. Clouds of weed smoke, just like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. In the middle of the day, on a busy street in Arlington, walking distance from the police station, mind you. And Jay Gilligan's is a favorite spot for police to eat at, by the way. So we have this event at Jay Gilligan's, and working with the owner, Randy Ford, to put it together. And from the beginning, he was supportive of our idea to do this, but was obviously very nervous about that particular aspect of it. And what I hold in my hand is what he was nervous about. And I can't wait to go over this with you because it's kind of funny. 420, 2015, miscellaneous incident report from the Arlington Police Department. The police got called to our event. The police received a tip that marijuana was being used at location. Nature of incident, drugs tip, location, Jay Gilligan's, Arlington. It was a clear day. It even has a little field for that description of weather. I'm not going to put the officers' names out there because they were actually quite cool, and I'll get to that. But this, my friends, this is the police report of when the police actually came to our event. And I'm not going to read every page of it. I'm only going to read a couple of highlights because I thought it was hilarious. And our attorney, David Sloan, who's not here, thought it was hilarious, and it pissed him off. He had really mixed feelings about it, actually. He was like, I'm so angry, but it's funny. I got to just send it to you, man. And so here I have it. And so let me flip to the appropriate page. 1 minute. So our event started early. It started like around 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the day. And that's when people started showing up. And pretty much from the beginning, people were smoking outside. And obviously not inside because duh. But outside where people are smoking cigarettes anyway. We have this really awesome canopy that's up. And it's sort of private, despite being we're in a parking lot, like I said, blocks away from the police station. When the police get there, I noticed that They only came with one cruiser. Okay, that immediately I was kind of confused and curious and very hopeful at that. And over the next 5 minutes after they arrive, I proceed to watch these officers very peacefully from the parking lot away from us, talking to the owner about what's going on for at least 5 minutes. They're not trying to run up in here and catch somebody, is what I'm getting at. They're out there making sure that we know, the stoners know that they're here. So we have a very precious several minutes, 5-6 minutes probably, to walk around and let people know that the police have arrived. And be cool, man. Seriously, be cool. And it was funny because we're walking around telling people to be cool, and somebody doesn't get that. And it's like, yeah, man, I'm cool. I got my joint right here, man. No. Put that damn thing away, sir. What are you going to get us all arrested? But so they wait. My point is that they wait. They didn't come in with 10 cops that were all, roided out. They sent in these 2 cops that were both shorter than me. And one of them was a woman. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Let me be clear. She could probably kick my ass. But what I'm saying is they didn't send in 2 cops that looked like they were trying to intimidate anybody. And guess what I noticed? That body cam's on. All right. I'm already feeling a little bit better about this whole situation because cops with body cams means accountability. All right. They gave us a few minutes leeway. I got to walk around the damn party twice to tell people to put their shit up. If somebody gets busted at this point, it's on them. So here's what I'm going to start reading. This is the narrative from the officer. The sequence of events as they occur. Evidence, observations, statements. Arlington Police received tip from TABC agent at location that patrons were smoking marijuana at the bar. That's not true.
Negative.
I know for a fact that's not true. At location, contact was made with owner Randy Ford, phone number included, who advised that Sean McClaster.
Who's that guy? Can't even spell your name right.
They had my phone number on there. I think they need me. Of DFW NORML had rented part of the space to host an event. Officers checked the party space and did smell the odor of burned marijuana.
Oh, yes.
Dun dun dun! The jig is up. However, after walking space, was not able to find any in plain view. Ford was adamant that he would not condone any illegal activity, which is a statement that I gave him in the beginning. It's like, when the time comes, that's what you're going to say, Mr. Ford. Right. And he had a sign that said that in the entrance too, by the way. I thought that was really funny. Ford was adamant that he would not condone any illegal activity and didn't, and coordinated with McClaster to end the event early. No illegal activity was occurring within the restaurant, just the exterior parking lot and bar area. They were called at 9:17. They arrived at 9:27. They cleared the party at 9:48. And let me be clear, when they came in and made a walk around and then left, the party emptied out. People were like, oh shit, we gotta go. At 9:48, they cleared the party. Remember, what time did I say that they arrived? They arrived at 9:27. Guess what time our party was scheduled to end? 10. So they cleared the party 12 minutes early. Despite knowing there were a ton of people out there smoking marijuana, the Arlington Police left us alone. We promoted that event for months, my friends, with marijuana leaves on the flyers. Where were the Arlington Police? They were busy fighting actual crime. Leaving us to celebrate our very beloved holiday, 420. And let me be clear, it was a wonderful 420. 420 was on a Monday this year, if you've already forgotten. Do you know how many people looked at me like this at that night and said, best Monday ever, man? Only 420 can make people enjoy a Monday, right? But this right here, this was just amazing to me. Advised by TABC agents, subjects openly smoking marijuana. And they didn't search anybody. They didn't harass anybody. They walked around very briskly, I might say, and made a pass to see if they could catch some dumbass with a joint hanging out of his mouth. And when they didn't, they walked inside, made sure there wasn't some dumbass smoking on the stage. And when they found out that wasn't happening, and it was just Jay Gilligan's as usual, but with a lot of people in the parking lot, which is Jay Gilligan's as usual, they left and left us alone. Nobody got arrested, my friends. And guess who was particularly pleased with our event?
The owner?
The owner of Jay Gilligan's.
Yeah.
Loved it, even though the police showed up.
It's not a party until the cops show up. Because people keep saying Jay Gilligan. Shit.
Shh. But I don't believe that a few years ago, had that happened, it would have gone down that way. Do you? I think they would have tried to prove a point. Trying to be hard asses. And instead, they let us do what we are going to do anyway. And so that tells me that the police aren't really trying to come after marijuana activists going about this the right way. Not that smoking in public is the right way.
It is.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that the executive director of DFW NORML is saying that that's not the right way. Exactly. If it was just you or me or whatever, you would have gotten. And that's what's just so sad and unfortunate. The fact that we can come and do this mass civil disobedience and get away with it, but yet just you or me, we're not safe by ourselves. That is a scary law. And a confusing law, too. Because now you got to judge whether or not that cop is cool. And that's like a freaky thing to be trying to figure out in the moment. And so the only way to ensure that you're not really caught up in that is to know exactly what to say and what not to say when you deal with a police officer. First thing you don't ever do.
Sign or admit to anything.
Don't admit to shit. Shut up. Don't consent to any searches. You need to see a warrant if you're going to search me. If you're going to search me illegally, my attorney is going to know about it. My attorney is David Sloan or whoever it is. How many people know right now if you got busted leaving this place with marijuana in your pocket, the attorney that you would call?
Better call Sloan.
You're in Fort Worth, you better call Sloan. THC felony in Texas, you better call Sloan. He's one of several attorneys that I have on my phone, depending on which county I'm in. And I would encourage you to look at it that way, because you may not deal with a good attitude state trooper the way that you might a Fort Worth police officer that's working his beat. And so you got to know what to say and what not to say. You got to know that if you get pulled over and you've been smoking marijuana in your car, what you say can change your life forever. Know that when these police officers are talking to you, a lot of times they're going to give you a suggestion in the form of a command. And it's up to you to hear when they're actually just asking. And for you to know that, no, if I let this guy in my car or let him search me, he could ruin my life. And if you aren't the one that's teaching your friends about that, if you're just letting your friends continue to get busted for this crap again and again and again, we're never going to make any progress because they're going to keep making money off of us. And that's what they want, right? They want the money. I remember during the hearings, I actually had to listen to a woman from the rehabilitation lobby complaining that if this particular law passed, they would be looking at like 75 cents less per person incarcerated. And she was there testifying at the Capitol over that. What the hell? That's what our lives are worth? 75 cents per person difference? To go and lock us in a cage, that's not right, friends. Do you agree? Hell no! That's not right. And it's going to change. It will change. Unfortunately, the culture is going to change way before the laws do here in Texas. Would you agree with that?
It already has.
It already has. It already has been. You know, marijuana has been here a long time, my friends. It's not new. We didn't just find it in the rainforest and figure out that it was awesome. Although there's probably some dope-ass weed growing in the rainforest. I mean, imagine if the weed that we're getting is like fighting cancer. Well, what's in the rainforest, man? But I digress. My point is, there's so much more to marijuana activism and marijuana law reform than my right to get high or your right to get high. It's about the people that are suffering. It's about the people who can't get access to this medicine that could save them right now. It's about the people like my friend Alexis Portel, who has to leave Texas and go live in another state because the laws are more favorable there. That is heinous, my friends. That's sad. Why are we losing our precious, valuable citizens to a different zip code just because they have legal marijuana? When marijuana is already here.
Right?
Marijuana is already here. Why are we losing anybody to another state over marijuana? That is sad. Why are we locking people into cages over marijuana when violent crime and all the rates of these violent crimes, the solving of these rates is at an all-time low? It's because cops are too busy arresting us. And if we're done with it, if we're going to put our best foot forward and decide to be a positive representative of marijuana law reform and really make a change in Texas, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take more than me or you or even the people in this room. It's going to take all of us growing to a place where we've never even been. Getting to a place we've never been and making them see that we deserve this change and that it's going to happen whether they like it or not. Would you agree?
Yes.
Good. All right, then in closing, I'd like to bring up one of our awesome sponsors. Where's Lucky Horseshoe Tattoo? Lucky Horseshoe Tattoo, get up in here. Get up here. How many people have a tattoo? Make some noise. This is the only shop I know of that gets discounts to normal members. What's up with that? These are my friends Thomas and Beth. They have been coming to our events for years. Thomas, get your ass up here. He is always having her do his dirty work. I'm so done with that. I got you back, Beth. These guys have been just mega supportive, not just donating money, but they're always just at our events, bringing energy, having fun, making sure people are getting involved. And that's just really what I like to see out of businesses. You know, it's one thing to have a business support what we're doing. It's another thing for them to take an active role in it, right? Would you agree? So give it up for my friends Beth and Thomas. They want to talk to you about it.
We're happy you're here.
I'm usually not shy. Thanks for having us up. We've been supporters for, I don't know how long now, actually. Hold on, I'll get my membership card. Which, by the way, if you don't have a membership, you should. Just letting everybody know. We give 25% off to all normal members. Actually, our membership's expired 4 days ago.
So it's been over a year.
4 days and 20 minutes ago it expired. In any case, yeah, we're going to do all kinds of events. I think we're scheduled to have a normal meeting at the tattoo shop. What is that name?
Be clear, the park next to the
Yeah, Pavilion 2, Mercado Plaza. Number 1 is what it is.
It's got a stage, it's outside, it's right next to
In any case, it'd be nice to have all the members show up. Last time was, I believe, was it the elections?
Yeah.
We had the elections at the shop. That was fun. It's been a real joy to hang around like-minded people. Of course, everybody is more tolerable when you're stoned, of course. But we've been members for, I believe, 2 years now, and we plan on being members for many years to come. But I'm sad to say that we have never gone to see our representatives. But Sean will hopefully aid us in making that happen very soon. We indiscriminately try to give as much as we can to the organization, and I think everybody should kind of fall suit to that. If you haven't done it,
you should do it. I don't even know what else to say. We do have a raffle going on. If you want to sign up over here to the left-hand side, we're gonna give a DFW NORML tattoo away free of charge. Just sign up. We were gonna give it away today, but nobody. We've only got 3 people signed up for it.
People sign up after this.
Yeah, and we'll leave it up to Sean to do the deadline. Buckets to left-hand side. What else were we saying? Oh, we also have Joey Tattoo. I don't know if anybody heard of our shop before. We were on Tattoo Rescue. Tattoo Rescue. We bought a failing tattoo shop years ago, and we signed up for a reality show, and they came out and redid the shop. And since then, the shop's been really successful. We've been really lucky. We sponsor a lot of companies and different things. Yeah, we did this tattoo. It's really nice. We sponsor Token's show, which, by the way, he'll tell you a little bit about his show and stuff later. But we have Joey Tattoo. He was the host of the show. He's coming back out to guest tattoo the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th for the Slide the City event, which, by the way, if you don't know what that is, they have the world's largest slip and slide going down Main Street from the end of downtown Fort Worth all the way down the bridge. The event's free. It's called Panther Fest. Look it up. We have a booth there. We'll be there. We'll probably sneak in some normal members behind our thing or throw some stuff up because we've got their logo still on there. We also have an Ink Master that's coming out with him, J-Bo Scott. He was on Ink Master Rivals last year. He's going to be coming out. They're taking appointments now, so if anybody wants to get a tattoo by one of these guys, just go on our website. There's links where you can just go straight in. That's Lucky Horseshoe Tattoos with an S.com. Or if you need to email us, it's luckyhorseshoetattoo@yahoo.com. We've got Twitter, all that stuff. Question?
Where's your shop?
We're on Main Street, 1400 block, 1426 North Main. If you're familiar with the stockyards, we're about 3 blocks from the main part of the stockyards, in between downtown and the stockyards.
So come by.
Yeah, come by 1426 North Main. If you need directions, find me on Facebook, whatever. Find her on Facebook. In any case, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys, and that about wraps it up. Where do they turn those into, by the way? Hey, Beth, where do they turn the raffle stuff in?
Oh, right there, and there's a bucket right over here.
There's a bucket by the normal table. Okay, great.
Thanks, guys.
So that concludes the DFW NORML May meeting. Thank you all for coming out and joining us. Thank you all for watching online. Normally, we like to announce where our next meeting's going to be, but it's really been difficult to find us a good, solid venue in Dallas. And so our next meeting will be in Dallas, the last Saturday of the month as usual, 4 to 6 p.m. We just don't know exactly where yet, but we will make the announcement as soon as we know. And beyond that, just keep an eye out on our event calendar. We have all kinds of different things that we talked about today. Remember the Lakin Bank, the Buds at the Brunch, the trash pickup, the Bridge Brigade, Cosmos and Cannabis. We got all kinds of different stuff for all kinds of people. I hope you find a way to get involved. Stick around. We've got a raffle drawing that we're going to do here in just a few minutes when everybody's had a chance to fill stuff out. And otherwise, just stick around. I'd like to very, very much thank the Mule Pub for hosting us. This has been an awesome location for us. I love the setup in here. I hope that you guys have all had a great time here. I hope you do a good job of taking care of the bartenders who are taking care of us. And ask them to invite us back sometime because I think this place is really cool and we should come back if you guys think so too. Do you agree? Awesome. Well, I'm going to stick around and make myself available to hang out and talk to anybody. So will most of the board members here. Please stick around. Don't be shy. Introduce yourself. Get to know your DFW NORML family. And together we will continue ending cannabis prohibition, one Texan at a time. Herb's the word, Texas. We asked earlier.
Yeah, but I want to know now.
Who's the first timer? This is your first
You've
meeting?
never been to a meeting
Raise your
before.
hand.
This is your first meeting. Raise your hand.
Awesome. Go talk to my friend Gutnick over here with a big mouth. He wants to talk to you if this is your first time. Thank you all for watching. Herb's the word.